Thanks for watching the KGNS Digital News Desk on this Wednesday. It's the 28th day of February, not the final day of the month because this is a leap year. So tomorrow, Thursday, will be February the 29th. I want to thank you for watching on the KGNS website. Also, we're live to our YouTube channel this morning. Yolanda Villarreal is off today. She'll be back tomorrow. So I'll be talking to you about weather. And starting off with our current temperatures, we are at 79 degrees. It was really hot yesterday. That is not going to be the case today. As a matter of fact, we're going to see some windy conditions. Those winds have already picked up. You can see they're coming out of the northeast at 25 miles per hour. And so we are under a red flag warning because of these dry conditions and these high winds that could be gusting today up to about 40 miles per hour. So that red flag warning is in effect until 6 o'clock this evening. Let's take a look around the state of Texas. There was a cold front that moved through the area. And so you can see north of us, the temperatures are much colder, especially in the Panhandle, San Antonio, Austin. They've both cooled down since this morning because this morning they were in the 60s. So that is coming our way. And you can see that if you're traveling into Dallas this morning, they were in the mid 40s. Now they're in the low 40s. If you're flying into Houston this morning, they're still rather warm in the upper 60s. Right now, we're at 79 degrees. But again, that wind is coming. It will cool us down just a little bit to the south of us. They are pretty much as we are. Let's see here. That is nothing. This is your 7-day forecast, and you can see there we are expecting a high today of 81 degrees. And the low tonight, it's going to be a little bit cooler than we've been seeing these last couple of days. It's going to be about 52 degrees. Tomorrow, Thursday, it will be a cooler day as we'll be in the low 60s, and the low will be in the low 50s. So these next 2 days, a lot cooler than what we've been seeing, and then the warmer temperatures return as we hit the weekend. Friday, mid 70s, and then Saturday and Sunday back up into the upper 80s. But that's what it's looking like right now on this Wednesday morning. Let's take a look at your traffic. This would be Loop 20 at Sinatra, usually a pretty busy area of town as it gets to be rush hour. So either in the morning, mostly in the evenings, it gets really busy on Loop 20, especially in this area. So just be safe out there as you make your way through the Gateway City. I've got some news we're going to take a look at when we come back. Just a heads up, if you are a Direct TV customer, there are some satellite issues that have been causing some outages. So according to a tweet on X, DirecTV stated that some customers are unable to watch HD channels due to positioning of a satellite. DirecTV said that the company apologizes for the inconvenience and is working to bring the satellite back online. In the meantime, satellite customers can watch their programming through the DirecTV app on mobile devices and connected TV. According to DirecTV, customers will be provided with credit once this issue is resolved. I know many folks have been posting on social media, at least those that have DirecTV, wanting to know what the deal is. Well, now you know. That's directly from DirecTV. Okay, I'm going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have some news for you here on the KGNS Digital News Desk. Stay with me. Okay, welcome back to the KGNS Digital News Desk on this Wednesday morning. Let's get into your news this morning, starting with the story of the day yesterday. The man who allegedly intentionally crashed into a Stripe store on Tuesday morning has been arrested. 33-year-old Abigail Velasquez Dominguez drove his pickup truck through the entrance of a Stripe store at the 5100 block of McPherson. This was just after 1:30 Tuesday morning. Witnesses on the scene say he grew belligerent when he wasn't able to buy beer at that hour, and the situation quickly escalated to violence and drastic actions. All right, so I don't know if that had audio or not. Let me work on it over here and see what I can figure out. Let's try that again. Here we go.
They spoke to a store employee who mentioned that an individual had gone into the store and went towards to the refrigerators where the alcohol was at. He became upset when he found out that the refrigerator was locked. He went over and to talk to an employee, and allegedly he struck an employee, assaulted the employee, and exited the store, got onto his pickup truck, and crashed into the convenience store.
Well, we're told officers had to break the truck's glass windows to get Dominguez and a passenger stuck inside out of the vehicle. Dominguez faces multiple charges, including assault. No major injuries were reported, and the case remains under investigation. Got that audio working? Thank you very much, Steve. Well, some new information this morning on an attempted human smuggling case that we told you about on Monday. 3 people have been arrested in the case. 20-year-old Alexis Ibarra, 20-year-old Isaac Perales, and 17-year-old Jaciel Cuellar, each of them facing 9 counts of human smuggling. This stems from an incident on Monday morning when a DPS trooper tried pulling over a black Expedition for a traffic violation. Instead, the driver sped off, leading to a chase. When it came to an end, 9 of the 11 people inside bolted out of the vehicle and tried to get away on foot. They were caught, and it turns out many were undocumented immigrants, and it wasn't the first time they tried getting into the country illegally.
We had yesterday a situation where we have 3 people that are participating in human smuggling, and even though all the illegal immigrants they had inside were all from Mexico, we know that 2 of them had already previously attempted to cross. One of them already have an extensive criminal history.
Well, there was a second car that was also stopped in connection to this case. Well, from the elections scene, a campaign worker is reportedly hit by a vehicle near a polling site. This happened in North Laredo, close to the Laredo Fire Department Administration Center, which is off of Del Mar Boulevard. Laredo police say the woman was trying to cross the street and was hit by a passing car's side view mirror. The driver stopped and stayed at the scene until paramedics arrived. While the woman's injuries were not life-threatening, police say it's important for people to be careful while they're out campaigning.
We're just here to kind of remind very respectfully to everybody who's involved in the campaignings or supporting people who are out there, is to do it respectfully and be mindful also of the ordinances that are in place so that they, for one, guarantee people who are participating safety, and also that the distraction is not so bad that the person who's actually driving through that area can't even operate a motor vehicle without almost hitting somebody on the side of the sidewalk.
Well, police are also urging campaign workers to be respectful of each other's efforts and to keep from getting into verbal or physical confrontations. All right, I'm going to take a break. When we come back, the Gateway City was visited by the Texas Secretary of State. We'll have a life-saving ER visit, and we've got the package on the KGNS Honors recipient for the month of February. That's all to come next here on the KGNS Digital News Desk. And we're back to the KGNS Digital News Desk. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, when I call for a break, that's actually on our website. So if you're watching on the website at kgns.tv, what happens when I call for a break is it goes to a commercial for a minute, and it doesn't do that on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, I just mute my mic and you just see me sitting here. So in case you're wondering. All right, we continue with the elections. The Texas Secretary of State, Janie Nelson, was in Laredo. She made a stop at the Gateway City on a Tuesday. She was in town to get the message across of how important it is for people to get out and vote. Nelson also addressed concerns that people might have about election integrity and that honest and fair elections are a priority to her and her staff.
We will not tolerate fraud in our election systems. We want our citizens to be confident that the vote they cast will be counted and that every vote just counts once. And so election integrity is very important to our office.
All right, so let's take a look at the numbers. 8 days of early voting so far. 12,591 people have cast their ballots for the candidate of their choice. Let's see, of those, about 11,000 are Democrat, 1,500 Republican, and there have been about 350 mail-in ballots. You can vote again today until 8 o'clock tonight, tomorrow from 8 to 8, and then Friday from 8 to 8, and that's it. You'll have to wait till the primary election on Tuesday to vote again. Well, not again, to vote, period. You can find all of the information you need on our website at kgns.tv by clicking on the elections guide. Well, 14 men and women have now joined the ranks of the men and women in blue who serve and protect our community. On Tuesday, the Laredo Police Department held a badge pinning ceremony with 11 men and 3 women sworn to uphold the law. They went on to say that they will not betray their integrity, character, or public trust. The ceremony was officiated by Police Chief Mike Rodriguez and was held at the UISD Student Activity Complex. And work is underway to have a local athlete represent the Gateway City in the 2025 Special Olympic Games, which is taking place in Italy. There's a way you can help make it possible. Laredo Area Special Olympics announced efforts to raise money through a steak plate sale. The organization says the money will help send an athlete and their family to the games next year. Currently, there are over 1,000 athletes with special needs living in Laredo. The plate sale is taking place on April the 6th. You see the flyer there. It's going to happen also at the UISD Student Activity Complex. You can help out the cause by either sharing your time, by volunteering, or just simply buy a plate. I'm going to take one more break. I'll take this break, and then when we come back, we'll hear a life-saving story thanks to an ER visit, an amazing story when we come back. And welcome back to the KGNS Digital News Desk. A local police officer finds himself in the right place at the right time. This after suffering excruciating pain while out patrolling. In this special report, we tell the story of why it's important to listen to your gut.
I remember being in the lobby, and it got to the point where I was literally just like taking off my vest and taking off my equipment. I couldn't stand straight.
It was a pain in his stomach during the middle of his shift that Officer Alan Gonzalez says he's never felt before.
And I was actually with my sergeant at the time, and I remember telling him, I was like, hey, you know what, I was like, my stomach kind of hurts. And at the time, it wasn't as bad.
But by the time he arrived at Laredo ER, it was bad.
I see this officer in full uniform in a ball curled up on the floor, and he just appeared in incredible pain.
In the 14 years Dr. Jeb Schellenberger has been practicing emergency medicine, he says it's not often test results come back negative after seeing a patient in this much pain. But he had a hunch of a rare condition.
So I decided to take another look at the CT scan, and I was concerned about this one area.
Sure enough, what he saw was Officer Gonzalez's entire intestines twisted up on themselves, a condition called midgut volvulus, or malrotation of the intestine.
Until you untwist the intestines, there's no blood supply, and therefore all of his intestines could die, and that's potentially fatal to the patient as well.
Acting quickly, a call was made to Laredo Medical Center requesting emergency surgery.
I remember being transported within about an hour to the hospital, and then all of a sudden I'm waking up.
Undergoing major invasive surgery to untwist his intestines, Officer Gonzalez says he still can't believe what happened.
It's overwhelming, and it makes me even more grateful for him and everything he did for me.
A sentiment also shared by Laredo Police Chief Mike Rodriguez.
The assessment that you did and the phone calls that you placed, that saved his life. And we're very grateful for that.
Gratitude that called for special recognition of a physician who saved one of their own.
An appreciation of your knowledge and skill as a physician, which saved the life of one of our officers during a medical crisis. On behalf of the Laredo Police Department, we sincerely thank you for your dedication to our officer, thus changing the course of his life. Laredo Police Department, 2024, February. Thank you.
That's really great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Who today, because of quick thinking, is able to share a life-saving message.
Like all my friends, my family told me the same thing. They say, hey, listen to your body. And I don't. I'm very stubborn. I kind of feel like we all think we know it all. Sometimes, it's okay tomorrow. But I didn't get that fast because even like I said, when he told me what happened, and I kind of read up on it and stuff, it could have been a lot worse had it not been for him and the way he acted.
Well, an amazing story. Dr. Schellenberger went on to thank his staff at Laredo ER and Laredo Medical Center, together with Surgeon Ivan Mederos, for their quick action in saving Officer Gonzalez's life. Well, it's an organization that's been growing in the Gateway City since 2019. The iconic logo that shows the face of a little girl wearing a unicorn headband standing in the middle of a rainbow is what sets this organization apart. Bella Strong, now known as Smiles from Heaven, is our second KGNS Plus Honors recipient. Araceli Garza tells us about this organization, which has been helping families battling childhood cancer.
Smiles from Heaven started about 5 years ago when Ray and Betsy Sanchez experienced a tragedy in their family. They turned their grief into power to help dozens of children in the community. Ray and Betsy Sanchez are founders of Smiles from Heaven. Their story began back in 2017 when their daughter Bella was diagnosed with leukemia cancer.
We lived it. We lived the diagnosis, which was harsh. We lived traveling to San Antonio for treatments. We lived through multiple relapses of our daughter, of our 7-month-old daughter at the time. And we saw her go through so many things, through so many pain, through so many chemos, through so many procedures.
They created a Facebook page called Bella Strong, aiming to keep family and community members informed about the treatment she was receiving. Tragically, Ray and Betsy lost their daughter in April of 2019 at the age of 2.
Through our grief and through our pain, we decided to change that into something positive and something good, and that is serving our community, serving these families and these children that need that we know the much help is needed.
However, the social media page continued to provide help for families whose children were going through cancer. The Facebook page eventually became Smiles from Heaven, founded in 2019 with a mission to help children and families with cancer, giving them hope and guidance through their journey. The organization helping families with gift cards for gas, food, lodging when they are traveling out of town. Ray adds they award grants to graduating seniors and one day hope to hire their childhood survivors at Smiles from Heaven.
They love us, we love them, we get close to these families, and we make an impact directly with them by first, obviously helping them financially, assisting them financially to get to their treatments. We do help out a lot by just making them happy, uplifting their spirits, improving that quality of life that children should have. Children shouldn't be spending time in a hospital bed. Children should be playing outside in playgrounds or going to school.
Recently, the city of Laredo honored their angel families at North Central Park by making a small kiosk with toys and pictures of children who lost their battle with childhood cancer.
1, 2, 3.
You see the laughter, you see them playing with each other, and that's something that our children, our angels, would want for their friends and other children to do. So I think it was a beautiful idea.
The family says they have received a lot of support from the community and their board members to continue to bring the resources needed.
And we have devoted our life to serving these kids. That's what we do full time. There's no days off. There's no days off. We do this full time. It is tiring, but it is rewarding, and we do it to serve our community and honor God at the same time.
Smiles from Heaven wants to always remind those families fighting through cancer.
We are here for you. We will fight with you, alongside you and your children. That's why we created this organization. We're here for you.
Yeah. And we love you, and we thank you for opening your hearts to be part of your journey. And like I always say, we more than an organization, we become a family, and we're family, and we're here. You have a support system in us, and Smiles from Heaven. If you would like to nominate someone for KGNS Plus Honors for the month of March, you can head over to our website, kgns.tv. For this KGNS Plus Honors, I'm Araceli Garza.
What an amazing couple, Ray and Betsy Sanchez. I had the honor of interviewing them back on the digital news desk when we were at the old studios on Del Mar. Just an amazing story to provide that kind of hope And it started, unfortunately, with a tragedy for them, but they've turned that tragedy into hope, into this organization that brings hope to other people that are going through the same ordeal, especially, of course, these children who really is just tragic that they have to fight a horrible disease like cancer. So kudos to Betsy and Ray. They don't look for the attention. They don't want the attention. They do it because they love God and they love others, and they want to do this for their daughter Bella, who they believe now smiles upon them from heaven. So they do have that fundraiser in April, their gala. I will be master of ceremonies for that event. I'm honored to be able to do that. They're hoping to raise enough money to buy a van that families traveling out of town can use. So yeah, that gala is coming up in April. Smiles from Heaven, Bella Strong, look them up. All right, that's going to do it for me. Before we go, I want to take a look at your wins because, whoops, that was the wrong one. That's not us. Is it this one? Yeah. Oops, there we go. So look at that. This morning, as we started the morning show on KGNS News today, we were at 7 miles per hour. Those winds have now picked up. They are at 25 miles per hour. Let's see where they're coming from. I think they're out of the northwest as we take a look at the current temperature. I don't know if it has updated yet. Let's see this graphic right here. Yeah, northeast, 25 miles per hour. We're at 79 degrees. So that's the current temperature, and those are the winds. So be careful out there. There was obviously that cold front that I was showing you, and the other Texas cities that they'd been affected. We're now starting to get affected by that cold front, which is being indicated by the winds that have now increased to 25 miles per hour. And keep in mind that because of that, the dry conditions, the relative humidity under 30%, we are under a red flag warning until 6 o'clock this evening. I'm trying to find that wind map again. I can't find it here amongst all of the graphics. No, can't find it, but I showed that to you just a little while. Oh, there we go. There's the wind speed. Again, we're at 25 miles per hour. So see how at Zapata they haven't quite felt the effects. They're about to start feeling it, and we will feel some colder temperatures tonight. I will say colder because it's going to drop into the low 50s. That's pretty cold for Laredo weather. Just keep that in mind. The low tonight will be 51, 52 will be in the low 50s. And then tomorrow it'll be a lot cooler. We'll see a high tomorrow only of about 61 because of this cold front. Okay, Yolanda's back tomorrow. I'm sure you'd love to see her again mañana, so make sure you tune in again here on the Digital News Desk at 10 o'clock, either on the website at kgns.tv or here on our KGNS YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching, and have yourselves a blessed rest of your day. I will see you on KGNS News at noon. Telemundo en tu casa is coming up at 11 o'clock.